Hello everybody, and thank you for joining me as I create this cute concertina centerfold. Now this has been getting around the internet quite a bit over the last, I don't know, year or so, I guess. And so, but this one I've kind of used different people's measurements, taken one from someone else and one from someone else, and then I've altered it again myself. So this is just my version, but there's plenty of versions out there. So we're starting with a piece of cardstock that is 6 inches by 9.5 inches. Now you know I don't normally work in inches, but I am today, just because it was easier for this fold. Now, with the 9.5 inch side to the top of the trimmer, oh, by the way, I'm Cheryl Elgie from Kerrang in Northern Victoria, Australia. So we're going to push that over to the half inch mark. And I like to score this whole piece first, mainly because I forget if I don't. And then we're going to cut down to, I'm pretty sure it's 1 3/4 by my notes. 1 3/4. Excuse me if my head gets in the way. Does not have to be exact. And then we're going to do the same at the bottom, but we'll start at 4 1/4. So that gives us 4 1/4. 5 1/4, that's 1 inch and 3/4 there. And if you're clever, you can turn that around. Oh no, I wasn't clever. I was going to leave the blade in the same place, but I can't. So turn it around, do the same thing on the opposite side. And then you see, I would have forgotten that, so that is why I scored the whole thing, and it doesn't matter because you're going to cut that piece away. So 1 3/4 and 4 1/4 there. Now before you cut those bits away, you need to score it at 2 5/8 each end. Why I'm saying that is because when I did the first card, I did manage to do it, but I had to cut these off first because I hadn't realised what I was doing. I hadn't thought about it. So 2 5/8 side. I'm going to give that a good score. I'm going to flip it around, and if you didn't realise what I was saying, if I'd have cut that off, I wouldn't have been able to line that up perfectly. I mean, you can do it, but it's just, why make life hard for yourself? Just leave the tabs on till you've done this bit. All right, now we can cut those off, but we'll do that in a minute because we'll score this one as well. Now this piece is 3 5/8. This is the measurement I've changed. Most people use the measurement of 3 inches. I've added 5/8, and I'll explain why once we get going. And it's by 10 5/8. And we're going to score at 2 1/8 and 4 1/4 both sides. So 2 1/8 is there. Over to 4 1/4. 2 1/8 is there. 4 1/4. You see, and that will give you 1 2 3 4 5 equal portions, equal parts, I should say. So now the first one goes up, so we're just going to do like a bit of a concertina here. I don't know if I'm putting mine the right way, but that's easy fixed. If we've pushed it the other way, we can just push it. Yeah, that's how it goes. So that should That should not fold nicely into the centre either way. You can see it's there's a little tiny bit of a gap there. I guess it just depends on your scoring. So this one, let's cut these bits away first. Easy as that. And this one obviously goes in. And in, and this one can go towards the back. Yeah, that's right. Okay, now we can put our paper into the centre, and I have chosen again the Everyday Skies paper. You do need, what's that bit? You do need quite a lot of paper for this DSP, so it's a good one to use up your DSP because you need these two edges I've made. You can make them a little bit wider. The reason I didn't is because I wanted more DSP showing with what I've got in the centre, which I'll show you as we get going. And then I've got, so those two pretty much line up, but it doesn't really matter. Oh, hang on. I was going to do that up the other way, wasn't I? I was going to make that the bright sky. As I said last week, I'm not really sure which way up this paper is meant to go, but for my purposes today, I'm going to have the pumpkin pie bit at the top. Now this one, magically that does line up there. I don't know how I did that, because you actually do need another piece of, just be mindful with your 6x6 of how much you're going to need. These pieces here are 2 inches by 5 7/8 the length, but then in the centre you actually need 4 1/8 and the 2 inch on the side, because so you've got 4, 2 and 6, but you haven't quite got enough because of that 1/8. Now if you were making a different style of card than what you're putting different elements onto it, like to what I am, you could actually make that fit. You could actually bring this piece into, that's 2 1/8. If you made that 1 7/8 and this one 1 7/8, you might have enough out of 1 6x6, because you're not only got to use, you're not only going to need that, you're going to need them for the front of the card as well, and for your piece in the middle. You want either the same piece or something that coordinates. So just be mindful of that. It's actually probably a better card to do with a 12x12 piece, where you've got more leeway. So just a bit of a heads up there. So if you're watching, please say hi. It's no fun to go live and there's nobody watching. So please say hello. Beautiful sunny day today here in Kerrang, after a frosty cold morning. Mind you, not that I was out of bed to see much of it. No. The fire siren went early this morning, but I didn't even get up then. I went back to sleep. And then the postie rang the doorbell, so I still didn't get up. No, too cold. And then we're set for 4 days of rain, which will be nice for the farmers. I am a farmer's daughter, so I understand how important it is for farmers to get rain. and they need it. They need it now. Everything's really dry. We complain it's a nuisance when it rains, but it's much needed. Just try and centre that up as best you can. I don't know if I've done a real good job there. That will soldier on. And just a reminder about the free shipping days. This is day 2. I actually stayed up till after midnight, just after midnight, to place my order Tuesday night because I wanted mine to be shipped first cab off the rank. I thought if I slept in, I might have missed my opportunity. Oops, I've got that on the glue on the other side now. Never mind. So it has, but I'm not going to get it by the end of the week. I won't get it till Monday, but that's okay. Oh, come on. I've let that go dry a little bit. Sticking too much. You need to be over that end a bit. Let me go around here. So as I can get to you easier. I don't want it too much on the fold or it's not going to fold for me. Alright. Then what we need to do with this, we might actually decorate it first. First we need to stamp. By the way, my base is Misty Moonlight. I'll put that here. There's my scratch paper. Need that for my stamping off. I'm using the framed scenes set again. I thought this was a good card to show off the elements in this. See how beautifully it stamps. You can colour this in, of course. I'm not going to do that today. Oops, is that not going to fit on there? I'm just going to do that. Because I have already stamped and die cut them to save you waiting till I go over to the stamp and embossing machine. Stamp and cut and emboss machine. Get in there. Now I'll just clean those so they can be spares for later. Just going to refresh my screen. They're all nice and clean. Very inky, so you need to, good idea to get all the ink off, because knowing me, I'd just put my finger in, wouldn't I? Now, for the decorating, if I can remember what I worked out. So these are the pieces I'm going, this was left over from this, so I was going to see how that looked on the front, and if it didn't look any good, I was going to do something else. Now, where's my other bits of that? Should have 4 bits of that, don't tell me I only cut 2. No, not, yes, 4, not 5. So this goes down first. Come here. Come here. I don't know if I cut them all. I probably did. Let's see if I can quickly place these I can, you know. I can. I don't think that goes there. That one goes there. That might be off a different piece, I know. Well, it might be, but that still goes. But then we want our one in the middle, we want white. So I think I might just pop him in. So I'm not going to stamp on that because that's going to be what we write on. It might work better if I take the lid off. So if we do that first. And it was a funny measurement. It was, let me measure it again, it was to show you, it was, because remember this is 3 5/8, so I just went down to 3.5, and it's one line, so 3.5 plus 1, 16, well, is it 16? Plus one little tick, because I only wanted, because this is 2 1/8 across, so I've got that at 2. Probably could have had that one in the middle a bit shorter, but anyway, because I wanted to get the full, basically the full length of that in, so that's why I did that. Let me put that, yeah, just with some seal. See how we go with seal. If I don't like the seal, I can use something else. And I thought, oh no, we might do the stars up the top. That's where the stars go, don't they? You can see I've just got a tiny bit. If you can see that, you probably can't see that because I've got it close to me, because I need it close to me to see where I'm putting it. I'm going to put it up the right way. If you can see, probably can't. I probably need to move this a bit closer, don't I? Things falling everywhere here. So I've got to say we're using the frame scenes, which I think I showed you last week. The stamps and the dies. And I went ahead and die cut these after I've stamped them. I've die cut both of them with the dies. And now I want this one. And I'm also using the frames from Storybook Moments. It's fun to put all your, put different elements that you have together, I feel. Well, I like doing it anyway. I like to, sometimes good to walk away from the crafting table, and which I did yesterday. I walked away and I was having a cuppa and I thought, oh, I know what I could do. I could try and use those frames. So we might need to adhere this piece to where it's going to go to work out whether we want, hang on, first of all, we've got to stick this in the middle. So I like to use wet glue for that, because I put it and then I put it down and then I always get it crooked if I've got it with some wet glue. I can move it. So let's quickly do that before the glue dries. You want it roughly centered. I'm not going to be too fussed if it's up or down a little bit. You can measure if you're that particular, but I just like to do that, and now I can see whether I've got that centered, and I know I haven't. So now I need to turn it a little bit. It's always with me, I think it's my stupid eyes. Just got to wait. I'm off the medication now that was causing this, so wait and see whether they fully correct themselves. I think you might think, how are you crafting with your eyes not right, but it's more about my eyes. Both my eyes see properly, but together they're not working. It's something called eye thyroid disease. I picked it up on the MRI, and my thyroid has been over medicated is the problem. So just got to wait. I'm off all thyroid meds at the moment. I've just got to wait to see whether they can be drying while I'm fiddling to see what I want here. So these are the frames from Storybook Moments, and I have used this one here. When you die cut that, you get two pieces. So you get this piece and this piece. So I have die cut that twice in both colours to see. I was hoping there would be someone join me to work out our colours. What I thought I would do, this kind of matches the sky, so then I don't want all the pumpkin pie, I don't think. Just sometimes you just need to play. And put that there. I think I like that. And we'll have this one here. This one. So then I've got two spare frames and two spare insides if I want to use those colours again, or a different colour. Normally we'd probably put our greeting on there, but I decided to go a little bit different with this one and the other mail one that I have done. So while that's sitting there, that can be drying. The glue can be drying, so if you're able to see, pop that in there. I'll just push this up a little bit because I seem to be a little bit out of camera. Haven't got anyone there that I can ask if they can see. I'm a little bit earlier today. I have got things to get on with, so I'll get all these off my desk and then I can get on with the rest of my day. Oh, you're not supposed to drop it. That's what you're not supposed to do. This was what I was going to explain to you by having that measurement with my paper. I just wanted it, oops, that one dropped off. I just wanted to see a little bit more of that paper. If I had cut it smaller, it wouldn't have had the same effect. So do you understand what I mean? We could just put that in there, but I feel that it looks better with the blue behind it. Because there's no one telling me that they're there, I can't ask anybody. And I wouldn't use dimensionals on this card because it's thick enough already. Come here. I have some other samples that I have done. I actually have done two paid classes with the same card, and they're both done differently. I couldn't lay my hands on the instructions for the first one, but the measurements are pretty similar to what I've done. So, and the other one was with Emma, and she did it differently with you had to cut tabs and put in, which I found that a little bit tricky. So I decided I didn't want to do that, and I couldn't really see the advantage of it because the piece that we used was 8.5, so not much difference to going to 9.5 really, because you're still with A4 cardstock, you're still, I nearly did that the wrong way around, you're still going to need 2 pieces of cardstock for this card. And we have our little, the previous one I did while I was practicing this with this set, I did colour these in with my pencils because these images are quite small and they're quite cute to colour with your pencils. Probably easier than doing them with your blends. So I think these bits, this is what I was thinking, these bits, because you see them on the front, that's the other side of the same piece that I used, so I don't think that looks odd. So I'm just going to put them on the front. And how quick and easy was this card? Super simple. Don't know if I've got a up or a down on this, or whether they were too, yeah, I don't think it matters. I think we'll go this way. Got sticky fingers though, I know that. Should be using the glue press. I don't tend to use it unless I really, really have to, because I'm lazy like that. Yes, so don't forget free shipping ends, what is it, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, ends tomorrow night. So good chance to stock up on your glue, your envelopes, all your adhesives, a little bit of paper. Paper's always heavy when you place an order that you've got to order paper with, because especially if you order 12 by 12, because they have to send it in a box to accommodate the 12 by 12. Now, what do we think? Do we like that? I think it's a gorgeous mail card. Now, I will show you. This is the other one that I was playing with to work out what I wanted to do with this card. I used the other 2 images and I've coloured them in. You wouldn't, well, that's gone a little bit crooked in the centre, I think, but don't look too hard. This is retired paper. I just could not find, other than use all of my plaid to do the base and the bottom. And because it was just a practice, I just grabbed this, and you know, you wouldn't believe how many packs of paper I went through till I made up my mind what I was going to use. So I think that's another cute mail one. Now the 2 that I did for a class, this one was with Emma Goddard. I love it. It's like that. And this is the one where we actually made tabs to go in there. But I think my way's easier than that. It did our heads in. Rhonda and I did these together, did our heads in doing that. And this one I did, this was Lisa Curcio's design, a class I did with her, was it last year? Probably was last year, because the lovely Rhonda had actually coloured and die cut everything for me because I wasn't very well at the time. Just making sure you can see that on camera. And all I had to do was put them together. So I just absolutely love that card, this card. I love this set, just adore it. These ones actually are matching up a little bit better. You can see that mine are a little bit longer, and that was on purpose because of these. I wanted to use these, and I think they work perfectly with that with that stamp set. So it's good to mix and match your parts and pieces. I think this one's probably about the same as this one. Yep, it's about the same measurement. So yeah. So that is my lot for the day. I hope you get a chance to watch that back and tell me what you think. Okay, bye-bye.